Well, here we are inside the Colosseum, one of the greatest iconic structures in all of Rome. There's a strong connection between the Colosseum and between Jerusalem. Let me share it with you. You see, Jesus was born in 3 to 4 BC. He was presented before the Jews by Pontius Pilate in AD 30 and then executed. So when Jesus was presented, the people said they wanted him crucified. Now Pilate said, I find no reason to execute this man. He's done nothing wrong. His wife also had warned him in a dream to have nothing to do with him. So when he came back to the people, because it was his tradition on the Passover holiday to offer two prisoners, and they picked one, he said, choose Barabbas or choose Jesus. Who would you wish, a thief, insurrectionist, or would you choose Jesus who claims to be your king? And the people said, Barabbas. What do I do with Jesus? They said, crucify him. So Pilate washed his hands, symbolically saying, this is not my responsibility, it's not my fault. The religious leaders, the Pharisees of the day, said to him, that's fine. Let his blood be on our heads and upon our children's heads. They had no idea what they were offering. So that included a generation between them and their children. That's just roughly 40 years. And so fast forward 40 years now, from AD 30 to AD 70. Palestine had been in revolt against Roman rule around 68, 69 AD. And in AD 70, the general Titus, the son of Vespasian, the Caesar, entered into Jerusalem with his army. He crushed the city, burnt all the city, destroyed the temple utterly, ransacked the temple, took all of the gold, silver, and precious valuable things that were present in it, and then he killed about 1 million people in the siege and took 95,000 slaves away. Many of these slaves were taken to Rome to do work on this new arena called the Colosseum. History tells us that the loot that was taken from the temple was what purchased the building materials for the Colosseum, and that the slaves, some of these were the sons and maybe the daughters of those who had made this boast back to Pontius Pilate, would use their backs to build the Colosseum, the bloodiest, most vulgar, violent spectacle in humankind. And so when they said, let his blood be on us, apparently God took them up on that, and they paid the debt in full. Now, Jesus, 2 days before his crucifixion, was speaking in the temple. He was addressing the Pharisees and those who would listen, and he told the story of a landowner, a master, who had tenants that were farming it, sharecroppers. They had never paid him. So he sent his servants, one at a time, saying, you owe the master, you need to pay. And each time they would beat them, tell them no. The third one even killed him. And finally the master said, I'll send my son. I know they'll respect my son. And when they saw the son coming, they said, look, it's the son. Let's kill him. So Jesus is telling this story that the son was sent from the master, and the tenants killed him, thinking maybe we'll get to keep all the land and the profits. So Jesus asked rhetorically to the Pharisees and those that were gathered in the temple, what will the master do to these men who have killed his son? And he said, oh, he'll kill them. He'll kill them all. It was a warning that Jesus gave that was not heeded. I stand in the Colosseum, the symbol, the evidence of the judgment of God upon those who say he is not his son. Fortunately, we have the cross. Our debts have already been paid, those who believe, and we are recipients of grace, the grace of God. May you be blessed today.